Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your coverage of Star Series or Starladder 3, the $15,000 land tournament located in the land of the Ukraine in the capital of Kiev. And of course, sponsored by Asus and Intel. My name is Toshley, and I will be your commentator for the games we have coming up here for you today. We will be continuing on with the group stages of Star Series 3, as I mentioned just a few mere moments ago, when we see Moscow 5 repping it out on the Radiant side of the field, a well-known team from within the scene of Dota 2, hailing from the land of Russia, in case you couldn't figure it out by their name. And they will be fighting it out. On the dire side of the field, we have Skane's Elite, team hailing from the land of Sweden, replacements, I believe, for absolute legends who were unable to attend the LAN event. They fought it out in the online tournament. They did qualify, but alas, they weren't willing to shell out the money required for tickets and accommodation and so on and so forth to the Cyber Arena in Kiev. On the side of M5, we have Captain Solo following it up with Dread, Sadoy, Nexus, and Styliana. And on the side of Skane's, we have Captain Mini following it up with Wagamama, Techno Boy, Region, and Fishbone. Jumping straight into the draft, we see Lanaya and Darkseer immediately being removed out by the team of Skane's, with Moscow 5 responding to that with a Bat Rider and a Wisp. And their very first pickup will be that of a Rubik, a hero that really hasn't been seeing as much play as I would have expected thus far in the scene of Starladder, but then again, he has also been getting banned out a lot. And he is a hero that can easily throw a wrench in the plans of, well, whatever the team's plans might be, simply due to the fact that if he steals a big ultimate, it will completely disrupt what you'd expect might unfold, as I just mentioned a few moments ago, Just sort of a bit of repetition going on right here. Skane's Elite, they go for their first couple of pickups of the day, and it's going to be that of Chen and Leshrac. Fairly standard picks coming out of both accounts yet. We're not really seeing any big heroes that have been buffed, such as Jakiro, but they did ban out the Bat Rider and the Wisp, which are generally two heroes that you wouldn't have seen much before the 6.75 patch changes. How do Moscow 5 want to proceed from here on out? The Rubik adds a lot of versatility. He can be a very aggressive and very effective solo mid hero. He can also play a fantastic babysitter, a fantastic support hero. So the options are really open right now for solo. They can proceed in any way they wish to. As to how that will be, well, we're just going to have to wait and see how the draft unfolds. We're ticking away into their reserve time, to which there is a good amount of, and there's a lot of money on the line, as well as a little bit of honor. When you're fighting in, well, Russia and Ukraine aren't the same country, obviously, but they may as well be. They're very similar in a lot of different ways, and essentially there's a bit of honor on your shoulder. You don't want to be beaten by a foreigner in what could essentially be construed as your own country. I know Russia, Ukraine, they're different, blah, blah, blah. So we have Invoker picked up by the team of Moscow 5, and this hints towards, well, we will be seeing a support Rubik. We'll see Invoker along the lines of solo mid. It's also possible, I've seen Invoker played a handful of times in the solo off lane. A couple of times you just go full on Quas, and that insane amount of regen makes it very difficult for heroes to harass and take you down, but it is still doable. I doubt it's something that we'll see. It's a possibility, but again, I highly doubt it. We'll most likely see that Invoker solo mid. We've got 20 seconds of reserve time remaining, and we're just about to jump into the third pick, so Solo's really cutting his time away. 10 seconds to go. Captain Solo, what are you thinking as of this very moment? You need to pick that other hero, and they're going to go with that Enigma. Going for some heroes with some power. And we have a good amount of AoE damage thus far to come out of the team of Moscow 5. We've got a nice sort of AoE stun to come out of Rubik, as well as a Fade Bolt to bounce through the heroes. Invoker brings a whole assortment of AoE to the field in terms of both damage and, utility. You know, Tornado, EMP, just to name a few. Maybe we'll go on the lines of Exort Quas, and we'll see Meatballs flying through, Deafening Blast. We'll have to wait and see how it all unfolds, of course. And then Enigma, who has a black hole. That's all we have to say about him, not to mention the Midnight Pulse, 5% of your health as damage every second at the maximum rank. And here is a hero I've been expecting to see picked up, and a hero that I expected Moscow 5 to pick up. One thing to note is their draft is very standard. Skane's Elite, they're varying it up a little bit. We've got Jakiro on their side. AoE stun, it's pretty much the Invoker's Ice Wall, except it stuns instead of just slows. Now we're banning out heroes fairly rapidly on both accounts. We see the team of Moscow 5 taking out Tiny and Chaos Knight, with Skane's Elite responding to that with a Faceless Void. Excuse me, so Nagasine, the next hero to be taken out. Moscow 5 immediately take out Juggernaut. We see Moscow 5 taking out those carry those carry style of heroes, and Skane's Elite are essentially doing the exact same thing. If they want to keep, except for Naga Siren, who's more of a semi-carry. Maybe they'll take out the anti-mage if they want to continue on with this trend. But we'll have to wait and see, of course. Captain Mini has a lot of time under his sleeve. He hasn't ticked away into his reserve time at all. However, Captain Solo has eaten away quite a bit at his reserve time. As we can see, 8 seconds remaining. He's going to have to think fast when his picks do come around. And what hero might they not want the opposing team to get? Naga Siren was a fairly obvious hero to take out, simply due to the fact that it allows them to set up those black holes fairly easily. It's a fantastic setup spell, a fantastic initiation hero, with of course that spell of the Song of the Siren, an absolute nuisance, the anti-fun spell, as I feel it is more accurately called, or described as. Maybe they'll take out a Tide, but as to who will be, I've not a clue.
Windrunner at your
Tide
service.
is indeed the hero that they remove out, and Moscow 5 immediately snag up that Windrunner. Captain Solo is not wasting any time. He knows how little reserve time he has remaining for himself. Skane's Elite. How will Captain Mini want to proceed from here on out? What do they want to add? We don't have a late game hard carry, and we can see the team of Moscow 5 removing those heroes out, but Skane's Elite were doing the exact same thing. Anti-Mage is still available in the pool, despite both sides banning out what could be construed as late game carries. Well, I guess Tiny's also a solo mid. I forgot to mention something that Skane's don't have a dedicated solo mid. Leshrac can solo mid, but you generally, especially after the Edict change, you want to have someone else, and we're going to go with a Dragon Knight. So most likely we'll see Dragon Knight taking up the role of solo mid. He will also perform the role of hard carry. Two birds with one stone in that regard. It's also a possibility that we'll take someone else to go into that solo mid role, and Dragon Knight will simply be in the safe lane and farm his way up. Moscow 5 are going to take Lycan for their 5th and final pickup, a hero that's been nerfed considerably, but Captain Poppy of the team of Na'vi has shown that he's still very much effective despite the nerfs. He can still jungle, it's just a little bit more difficult, and his main power lies in the fact in that wolf form, which not only synergizes well with Necronomicon units, but you're a hasted, unslowable, critting, killing machine that can backdoor towers easy peasy. The difference is, it's difficult for you to, it's a little bit harder for you to get your momentum because you can't jungle really easy, which is really the problem Lycan had, because he was hard to shut down and he could deliver so much damage. Now he's easy to shut down, but he can still deliver a lot of damage if the opposing team doesn't do something about it. There's so much reserve time coming in on Mini's head. 35 seconds to go, and he can take as long as he wants for their 5th and final pickup. As for what they might choose, well, it depends. If they roll that Dragon Knight solo mid, maybe they'll pick up themselves up a hard carry like Anti-Mage. Maybe they'll go with, nope, they're going with Brewmaster. Completely different from what my assertion was. And Brewmaster's more of a big, he's a very big team fight hero. And hey, he's a counter. No, he's not actually. He's not a counter to Enigma anymore, because the Black Hole, now as of the 6.75 patch changes, they catch those spirits that come from the Brewmaster's Primal Split. So, yeah, they're not going to be stopping that Enigma anytime soon, and Moscow 5 might be over the moon, as Skane's Elite might not be aware of this change in the 6.75 patch changes, but then again, they are professional gamers, and professional gamers have a tendency of knowing how to play their game. It'd be very silly if they didn't carefully read over the 6.75 patch changes. And it can very much lose them this game, but they'll just realize it once. They'll try and stop it, and then the illusions will, the split units will get caught in. It wouldn't really be that huge. Still a good hero. It's going to give them fantastic team fight and a lot of staying power, actually. Dragon Knight's difficult to kill. Brewmaster's essentially unkillable with those split heroes, and as we do in every single game of Dota, right from the start, we have a pause. And I'm probably just going to edit this out, easy peasy. And here we are resuming, a couple minutes pause for absolutely no reason. Jumping onto the Radiant side of the field on the team of M5, we see Enigma being played up by Captain Solo, Nexus to take up the role of the Lycanthrope Styliana, playing on that Invoker, Sadoy to play on the Windrunner, and then we have Dread to be playing on that Rubik, and on the Dire side of the field on the team of Skane, we have Wagamama to be playing on that Brewmaster Mini to play on the Chen, Technology to play on that Leshrac, Region to play on the Dragon Knight, and Fishbone. Were these names the same names that I read out when I was... most likely it was. I just completely forgot. I swear Technology wasn't there. But a big cluster of the team of Pulse are venturing forth towards this river. They're looking for a potential first blood. The only member of M5 here will be Sadoy, but he has that Windrun to try and get away, and Region's charging straight in. Sadoy doesn't have Windrun selected up just yet. Now it's just picked it up. There goes the Windrun. They're waiting for the opportune moment to get that stun off, but Windrun has just allowed her to get away easy peasy. No Dragon Knight stun to initiate. No first blood for the team of Skane, and now the lanes will begin to form. We'll see Windrunner going solo top towards this middle lane. We're going to see Invoker with Solo going to sit around to deny the creep as it comes out of course, a barracks here, or wherever the creeps actually come out. Whatever. Dota. Not sure how this game works. Dread going down bottom. Who's going to be the main jungler? We're going to have duo jungling action going on here. Enigma and Lycan. Who will be the one that's the main jungler? Good question. There might be enough creeps to go around, honestly. Nexus, right when the game begins, going to secure himself up in invisibility. As to whether or not he'll utilize this for himself or for the benefit of the team, or just simply go straight to jungling, we'll just have to wait and see. And it's Techno Boy, not Technology. Turns out I have dyslexia. It doesn't look like Nexus is going to take use of this rune. He might just go on a little bit of a scouting mission to simply see what exactly Wagamama, or what exactly awaits them down in this bottom lane. But this ward right here is going to do exactly... That's a Radiant ward, never mind. Nexus not making any use of this rune. Meanwhile, Sadoy gets hit by an Ice Path, immediately dealing down the right clicks down to Fishbone. But both of them are going to back off. Neither of them are going to really commit to any further serious amounts of damage. But Fishbone's waiting in on that superior positioning in case Region can get a stun off. It could be the death of Windrunner. Here goes Fishbone. We need to get that Ice Path, but it is not going to come down. There it goes. We need to get the stun off before the Windrun, but the Windrun comes down, and that is the escape of the Windrunner. Taking down a Windrunner is no easy feat at all. Looking at the lanes coming in from Skane, we have Leshrac going solo mid. Not what I would have expected. Dragon Knight will be at the top as we've seen before, with Jakira going to sit beside him. Chen in the jungle, as you'd expect, and down in this bottom lane, as we have also seen Wagamama on the Brewmaster to be taken off this the side lane. Wagamama going on a bit of a venture, going to catch out Dread, but it's going to actually interrupt the pull here, which is very smart indeed. The intention was, actually, they're coming back. We caught one of the creeps off, so in the end, the attempt to block the pull was not all that successful, unfortunately. Wagamama currently sitting on 2 for 0. Not too bad. Lycan sitting on 8 for 3. But things for the most part have been rather passive on both accounts. Looking over at Invoker, we seem to be going for a Quas Wex build, which is exactly what I love to see. Although Exort is, I have to admit, fun as fuck. I just swore. Whoopsie doodle. Sadoy trying to deal down the harassment to Region whenever possible, but that Dragon's Blood, which he doesn't have a point in yet, but he will get some points in it eventually. That Dragon's Blood is going to make life difficult in terms of harassment, because he will just regen it back. Easy peasy. He also has a Stout Shield in his inventory, which of course negates some of the right-click damage to come out of that Windrunner. Damage is moving down on Wagamama. The wolves are forcing him back well away from the lane. And Lycanthrope, we can see he's still very effective in lane, even though his wolves have been nerfed. His jungling is not so great, but his ability to contend in the lane, fantastic. Techno Boy misses a split earth there, doesn't catch out Styliana, who returns back to the laning phase, eats a tree alongside the Quas. His regen is absurdly high. Meanwhile, Sadoy getting caught up by the Ice Path. Chen moving in, he's not going to be able to catch him out. However, the Windrun is just a bit too strong. A couple more right clicks, but nothing more than that. Jakira backs off alongside the Chen in this jungle. We have ourselves a Wildkin, and no doubt Mini's going to bring this over down to this middle lane and try and be an absolute bastard with it. Or maybe he'll use it for jungling, which he is kind of doing right now. So maybe it's not a possibility. Styliana, Cold Snap to go down on Techno Boy. Nice little dodge of the split earth we saw as we zoomed in right there. Technology being... Techno Boy. I keep saying technology, because when I see the word techno, I just automatically put lology, and that boy sort of looks like an L when you look at it slightly and not look at the whole thing, if you get what I mean. Maybe I'm just retarded. Wagamama almost being caught off by Dread here. Will back off fairly easy peasy, however. Not going to get caught out just yet. Looking over at the creep score coming in for Sidoi. Currently 8 for 1, with Region sitting at 17 for 4, having absolute essential free farm at the moment down towards his bottom lane. A quick gander towards the mid, we can see Starladder sitting on 8 for 4, with Techno Boy, said it right that time, sitting at 11 for 6. Never thought I'd see the day that a Leshrac beats Invoker towards mid. That Split Earth is indeed being a bit of a nuisance. I have no doubt, however, that Starladder will overtake the Leshrac as he gets a couple of levels up. Looking over at this bottom lane, we can see Wagamama not exactly having the greatest time, currently sitting at 10 creep score, no denies under his belt with Nexus, looking at a 22 to 8. So right now, the team of M5 well, the bottom lane's winning for M5, but the top lane's winning for Skane. Telekinesis go down, has been caught up to the trees, but alas, he can simply split earth his way through there. It's not quite as optimal as putting it down here, where there actually is no escape, but Techno Boy will be able to get out. Sustains a couple of hits from the Centaurs, but nothing more than that. Reinforcements rolling in, Enigma thinking maybe we can take him down, but alas, he's already backed off, he's already escaped. I just realized that I am silly. We'll just keep it at that. Meanwhile, big dive going on towards this top lane. Fishbone alongside the Dragon Knight. They're trying to take down this tower. We should be able to successfully do so. There's absolutely nothing that Sidoi can do about it because he is a lowly Windrunner, and there are 3 heroes of Skane here that are currently present, beating down this tower. Fortification goes down. The tower now targeting that of Region, but it's suddenly backed off as he A-clicked one of his own creeps. A bit of damage will be sustained, but nothing more than that. Joanna. Techno Boy missing those split earths as we saw just a few moments ago. Meanwhile, Sidoi almost getting caught out, missing the dual flame there, and in comes Solo to try and provide some reinforcements. The tower being brought down to about a third of his HP, just maybe a tiny little bit more. The team of Skane will back off. They're scared of that Enigma, and they'll try again next time for the big old push. Wagamama trying to beat down Dread. Dread getting awfully low. Nice body blocks coming out of Nexus. Wagamama being forced off the lane. The Wolves are going to continue to give chase. They're not going to try and build this into a first blood, however. Both sides are going to escape right here. TP's rolling in towards his top lane. The Wildkin Tornado to go in on the offensive. Screw this ability is the only word I have to utter. The Dragon Breath to go down. A dead creep wave is going to be present. The Power Shot to go through to try and slow things down just a tiny little bit. But if more reinforcements don't roll in, Sidoi is not going to be able to try and take this down, or rather defend this, and this tier 1 tower will take a fall. The first tower of the game will be secured by that of Skane. The tower's been brought to about a quarter of its HP. Region takes a bit of damage, but nothing more than that. Pulling the creep wave away, which is very smart, is going to make life a little bit more difficult for the next few moments, but Windrunner is just delaying the inevitable. But then again, there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's inevitable. The towers will fall. Solo moving in, want to try and get the gank on Techno Boy. Techno Boy backs off a bit too fast, and no Maleficent stun will come down. Meanwhile, the top tower takes a fall, secured by the team of Skane, the very first tower of the game, and Moscow 5 quite possibly looking to go for a bit of a trade. We're moving in on the tier 1 here, however, the members at top could TP down to mid. We also have a fortification available, and Leshrac can kill off these conversions pretty quickly with that split earth, which actually misses. Techno Boy missing a lot of split earths thus far in this game. Wagamama looking a little bit uncertain as of this very moment. Nexus just sitting in the lane, farming it up as he does. Region pushing in on the offensive. Going for a Vanguard for his first items by the looks of it. Getting those last hits. Easy peasy. Soul Ring to go down. Catches off Sidoi. Whack. Killing shit good. Towards his middle lane, looking at Starladder, who I can't click on because he's just too far, sitting on 24 to 11 on the creep score, with 22 to 10 on the Leshrac in the creep score. Fairly even exchange of affairs. Meanwhile, Smoke is coming out for the team of M5, Dread and Solo looking to get a gank, and Region could be the easiest kill of their life. We need to get up the Maleficent. There it goes. Telekinesis are going to follow it up. We need a nice shackle. They're getting in position. Cold Snap to go down. Not even going to bother to use a shackle. The right clicks are enough. Tornado to fly through. Power Shot misses, and first blood secured by the team of M5 over at this top lane on a big target. If there was any target that they wanted to kill, Dragon Knight would no doubt be top priority, but it might come into trade. The tier 1 tower and mid's getting battered. EMP to go down. Skane's need to back off. None of them get hit by it, but this creep wave is absurdly powerful. The Edict isn't hitting any of them. No fortification is available for the team of M5, but the tower will be successfully defended. Meanwhile, Nexus is pushing in on this bottom lane. We can see Techno Boy thinking, where do I want to go? We've got Invis, we've got Haste. We could possibly gank someone. If we catch someone on their own, guess what's going to hurt? Edict. And it looks like Solo is about to die a horrible death. Split Earth to initiate, followed up with an Edict. There goes a Split Earth. There is a Pulse Nova. Edict to follow it up, and that is a really easy kill for the team of Skane. Very little that could have been done about that. They should have suspected such a thing could have happened. They should have seen him pick up that invisibility rune, which of course equates to potential gank. And Enigma should have gotten the Christ out of the jungle. Moik. Wagamama currently sitting on 29 to 1. Nexus looking at 53 to 13. Wagamama finally being able to creep back in this just a tiny little bit. Meanwhile, middle lane, a lot of death is unfolding, and Invoker takes a fall. And this is going to transition into a tower. Fortification isn't available for the next 2 minutes or so, and there's nothing that they can do about this. Meanwhile, I can hear a telekinesis going down, I swear. No, it's just Chen sending someone back to base. Skane slightly creeping ahead. The team of M5 have themselves first blood, but the team of Skane have 2 kills under their belt. Taking a quick gander at the experience, just a 500 advantage for the team of M5, but in the gold department, we're closing in on a 1k just 10 minutes in. Not that significant, but it's a nice little advantage nonetheless. Looking at the current compositions on both sides, I mean, Skane have a bit of an advantage, but it's by no means significant. It's a nice little advantage, but nothing too major. Meanwhile, EMP Tornado going to go down on Techno Boy. We only have the Cold Snap to land down as well, but no further follow-up damage. He does juke between the trees and prevents any further procs of that Cold Snap to go down. And the regen aura coming in from the Satyr will rapidly bring him back where he needs to be. M5 looking to gander a little bit of vengeance towards the top and middle lane. Fortification goes down to try and hold them away, and we can see a big smoke potentially coming up right here. Is that a new smoke animation? Do they always go all cloudy like that? I mean, I know they went invisible. Convergence being a bit of a nuisance. It will be free farm, however, for Wagamama, which we will no doubt be happy about. But in terms of what's going to happen in future team fights, it all depends on who gets the better initiation. I'd go on to this further, but ganks are about to happen. Solo is where he doesn't want to be. Malthus doesn't come down on Wagamama. He might have enough damage to take him down, but he does have the split if things do turn down. Solo needs to get a black hole. Fantastic black hole. The Hand of God's going to bring them straight back to where they need to be. The Convergence still doing damage. Techno Boy's getting awfully low. So is Wagamama. Will he be able to take either of them down? No, the Split Earth goes down. Techno Boy's awfully low. Fantastic Shackle to come down on Wagamama. The Convergence still doing work. M5 are currently being caught up a bit. Malthus stun on me now. Centaur Stomp to come down. Techno Boy moves in. He's got the Pulse Nova, but there goes the Telekinesis. He's been caught out. A few more right clicks will do it. He does get taken down. Power Shot to fly through. My Fishbone jumps straight in. Macro Pie to land down on Sudoi. Sudoi's looking to be in a little bit of pain, and he does take a fall indeed. Primal Split goes down. Who are we currently chasing on? Stiljana is looking to be dead. We see the Rock Golem throws down a rock, and suddenly the team of Skane trade 2 for 4. 2 supports for 4. A nice little trade for them. They will be able to transition this into a tier 1 tower. But the members of M5 are currently respawning. They will be rolling back into the game and TPing down here to defend this as best as they possibly can. Alpha Sun come down on Fishbone. He needs to back up before he gets taken down. A few more right clicks will be able to do it. One more, well, a good number more. More TPs rolling in. Dual Breath to come down. Solo's in a bad situation now. The tides have turned. The neutral creeps are bashing down on him. Solo, one right click away from death. Currently sitting on 15 HP. Looks like he will get away. Shackles to go down. Did they latch? They did not indeed. And now Solo needs to back up. The Edict and the Pulse Nova does too much damage for him to handle. And the team of M5 are just wandering in and dying hopelessly. Unable to take down a couple of low HP heroes that present themselves here. Bottles being shared between the two heroes. More TPs are rolling in. They really want to save this bottom tower. Meanwhile, Dragon Knight just took a kill on Lycanthrope up towards his top lane. Not sure exactly how that happened. Lycanthrope has some good escape on him with the whole, permanent haste with no slows being able to affect him, which is ridiculous. It's not permanent. I mean in the wolf form, sorry. Looking at the teamfight potential from Skane, if they can get to where they need to be, they'll be very difficult to kill. Dragon Knight is ridiculously difficult to kill. Once he has a nice amount of armor on him, has that dragon up, as well as a level 4 Dragon's Blood, killing him will be no easy feat. And then we have the Brewmaster, who is essentially unkillable for as long as the Primal Split remains active. You essentially have to kill him 3 times, which is no easy feat. But the team of M5, they have the black holes, they've got Lycanthrope, they've got Invoker. It's a lot of potential AoE damage. Meanwhile, Tornado EMP to fly down, going to catch out Pulse alongside Wagamama. Wagamama getting awfully low. The mana boot sharing is going to bring them straight back where they need to be in terms of mana. Meanwhile, a couple members of M5 pushing out towards this middle lane. They want to try and secure themselves a tower. We actually have no towers secured for the team of Skane. Meanwhile, I need to stop saying meanwhile. Tower's getting awfully low, no deny to be had. The team of M5 secure themselves a kill. However, Pulse are going to cave for it. Fantastic shackle to come down on Fishbone, but Solo is so incredibly dead. Tower for an Enigma. Is that a worthy trade? It's questionable without a shadow of a doubt. TP's rolling in to try and defend this top tower. Wolf form is still available. We're moving in on Technoboy, but alas, that Pulse Nova causes some problems. I keep almost calling him Technology. It's annoying the crap out of me. Will the deny happen? No, it will not. Trying to out-deny 3 heroes is just too hard. The wolves have been popped off. We're trying to chase down on Technoboy, and then Nexus realized maybe I should leave or go back towards mid because, oh my lord, action is unfolding down here. Fortification goes down. The tier 2 tower, tier 1 tower at bottom lane also takes a falling by the hands of the Invoker. But it's all going to come into trade. Tier 2 for 2 tier 1s. Is it worth it? The question is. Looks like this tower will not indeed fall. The team of Skane being forced back. A new pre-wave rolls in. They might take this as an opportunity to take on the tower. But alas, the answer to that question is no. They're going to back off. Taking a quick gander at the gold. Dead even. Very, very slight advantage for the team of M5. And over in the experience department, considerable advantage for the team of Skane, closing in on a 4k experience advantage. It's fairly considerable.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom lane has a nice bit of momentum, but Starladder is here to defend it as best as he possibly can. Looking at the last hits, we can see 104 last hits currently sitting on the Lycanthrope. A reasonable number of those are jungle creeps, one must keep in mind. And same can be said for Enigma. He's doing well in the farm department. The next highest will be that of the Dragon Knight. For the team of M5, while they might be down on towers, they are down in kills as well. I didn't even realize how many kills they were behind. They are ahead in farm. Will that be enough, however? They will need to bring the fight back. They can't just keep dying because giving the opposing team kills will in the end be better than straight up farm. I heard a split earth there. Thought someone was getting caught out. Alas, the answer to that question is no. No one being caught out. Everyone absolutely fine. See Windrunner going for a mechanism right here. And that means Enigma is going to go straight for a BKB as a matter of fact. Doesn't want to get stunned up by any of the many disables the team of Skane have. Meanwhile, Starladder trying to force off his way out. Wagamama probably won't be able to get the clap off, and indeed the answer to that question is no clap for you. He does successfully escape, Centaur Khan being a bit of a nuisance. Starladder venturing back towards the safety of his tier 1. But the team of Pulse are unifying towards his bottom lane. They are looking to push this tower out and secure themselves the final tier 1 tower. Split earth to go down, trying to get a little bit of farm from the conversions. M5 looking a little bit distraught as of this moment, not sure exactly how to proceed. Tower taking damage. Edict is destroying its health pool, and that is the death of the tier 1 tower. No, not even an attempted defense to come out of M5. And they've got no reason to stop pushing. The tier 2 tower is available. M5 are clustered around just a little bit behind. But action is unfolding at top. And at mid, they're pushing it out, they're getting farm. But they might need to defend this tower. Fortification not available, the Edict melting through, a tornado to fly through. Starladder being caught off here. Followed up with Stump, but a fantastic shackle to come down in region. The primal split goes down, Starladder gets caught in the macro pyre, and the Invoker takes a fall. And this will be a tier 2 tower as well. The team of M5, you know that they had plans. They wanted to try and backdoor in mid, they wanted to try and at top and then do the same thing at mid, but they couldn't even defend back down here at the base. Telekinesis to go down on region, but no further follow-up from that. He's just too tanky, he's too difficult to kill. And from here on out, the team of Skane are looking strong. We can see the problems already being caused, really. They're difficult to kill, and they can deal out a nice amount of damage. We haven't seen any sick black holes coming out of the Enigma just yet. He hasn't had an opportunity to get them. He wants to get that BKB. He needs to get that BKB. Because let's see who can stop the black hole. We've got Brewmaster that can stop the black hole. We have Leshrac that can stop the black hole. We have Dragon Knight that can stop the black hole. And we have Jakiro who can stop the black hole. And if you're any good at maths, you'll be able to figure out that he needs to take 4 of those heroes, all 4 of those heroes in the black hole, or else he's going to get stunned. It's amazing. Like, you have to have some extreme knowledge in Dota to actually figure that out. You have to be like, genius. So smart, I know. But anyway, that's why he's going straight for a BKB as opposed to Blink. because the chance of him getting a 4-man black hole, it's slim to nil. And remember, it has to be those 4 heroes. Shrek being sent back to base, just expending a little bit of mana before he gets sent all the way back. M5 is sitting back, so the team of Skane. I'm not sure if M5 really have the luxury of just sitting back. I'd say Skane's late game is a little bit better, simply because of this Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight, you can argue, is better than the Lycanthrope. He's fantastic for pushing, and he has an absurdly large health pool. Checking for Roshan, no such thing as being committed. Necrobook 2 currently sitting in on the Lycanthrope, looking to try and push out this top lane as best as he possibly can. The ancient camps are being stacked meanwhile. Region alongside Technoboy, venturing in the jungle. Will they catch out the Lycanthrope? He's not too far away. He's jungling, blissfully unaware. Technoboy is moving in. Yule Scepter to initiate. And Region's moving straight in. Nexus hitting straight with a split earth. There goes a follow-up stun to come out of Region, and this is the death of Nexus. Necrobook units actually managing to successfully take the Leshrac down. He's going to kill that melee Necrobook unit, isn't he? And look at his HP just melt away. 600 pure damage coming out from that. It's a bit silly. Would have gone into tower range or something and just let that kill it. But it does give a reasonable amount of gold. It was a big kill for Skane, and trading, even though they did take a casualty, trading a Leshrac for a Lycan is worth it. On so many different levels is it worth it. Black King Bar secured up by the Enigma, of course, for those that don't know, does give a nice chunk of magical immunity, which means that we cannot interrupt that black hole. It will go and it will not stop unless somehow Solo screws it up, but I don't think he's going to do any such thing. Creep Wave being rapidly obliterated here. Jakiro alongside Region just chilling out by this Roshan pit, maybe going to do it, maybe not, just going on a bit of adventure for the most part. Dread sitting in towards his middle lane, could find himself in a very ganked situation. Region pops off the Soul Ring. We're not going to move in on Dread. Starladder charges in on the offensive. Reinforcements are not too far away. We need to get off that Tornado to initiate. Meanwhile, Leshrac takes a kill on the Enigma down towards the bottom lane. Seems they found him, hiding it out in this little gap right here. I'm surprised he was still there. I would have thought he TP'd out or something. And the team of M5, I mean the team of Pulse rather, with the black hole down and unavailable, they can go straight for Roshan. They know that M5 can still contest it, but M5 are not going to outright kill them. Tornado EMP to go down, Wagamama catching off Styliana, getting off a Thunderclap. And the rest of Pulse are moving in. We're going to try and catch off Styliana. We get a slow off, but nothing more than that. And the rest back off and defuse. This tier 2 tower is being pressured by the Lycanthrope, and it looks like it's going to get taken down. And I keep bumping my pop shield. It's about the 10th time I've done it this recording. Meanwhile, Invoker takes a very rapid falling down in the jungle, venturing where he really shouldn't be. Killing spree secured up by Region. Lycan going to teleport himself out. Buyback being had by the Invoker, needs to jump straight back into the action. Roshan is still currently available as well. The tier 2 tower take a fall. Technoboy going to fight off this top lane. I need to stop saying meanwhile as well. I just keep doing it. Because I'm silly. Ice path to go down. No one being caught out. And team of M5 are well aware that they're going to be trying to take down Roshan. Tornado to fly through. Doesn't see anyone there, but doesn't mean that they're not planning on it. In the meantime, however, we're taking full use of this dire advantage. Take down the Ancient Cap while we wait in superior positioning for Roshan. Meanwhile, the Radiant side of the field can't actually do any such thing. If they're waiting for Roshan, they've got inferior positioning, and they don't have an Ancient stack to farm or kill. Styliana charging in, Yule Scepter to come down. Wagamama blinking in, a bad situation for Styliana to be in, but he does force off himself out of there. Nice Shackle to come down, and Wagamama windrunning her way out of there. Styliana still being chased after. Technoboy going to get himself a double damage rune. Roshan jumps out of the pit, then decides to jump straight back in. No casualties being had on either side just yet. But both sides will be clustered around this Roshan pit until it does eventually take a fall. Neither team wants to give it to the opposition. Necrobook creeps to come through. Level 3 Necrobook creeps, I'm going to believe. Yes, indeed. Lycan has popped off his wolf form. Somewhat surprised we haven't tried to take on Roshan. We could easily smoke our way in there, but then again we have this very nicely placed sentry ward here that might catch out Lycan if he does decide to walk through it. Whoops. Team of M5 are trying to find towers where they can, and they are clawing themselves back at this. There was a time where Skane looked incredibly strong. Now, not so much, but they still have themselves a lead. Yulscepter catching out Styliana. Fantastic dot. I think the split earth was timed wrong a little bit there. But nice escape coming out of Styliana. Barely avoiding the split earth. Taking a quick gander at the gold. It's dead even. Very slight advantage for Skane. And in the experience department, well, a fairly significant advantage for Skane.
Dominating.
Meanwhile, action is unfolding. Meanwhile, I say meanwhile, and missed kills. GG. See Dragon Knight working his way straight towards a BKB after having himself an armlet. Brewmaster has a Blink Dagger and is going towards a Aghanim Scepter for that extra split time. Meanwhile, Solo is in a really bad situation as of this moment and needs to back off before he gets himself killed by this duo right here. Looking over at Mini, currently sitting on a mechanism and going for Aghanim's next. And we have Leshrac, who is also going for an Aghanim's. Last but by no means least, Jakiro, being the role of support, has absolutely nothing but the hey. That's such is the life of the support. Invoker just sitting on a 4-staff, some phase boots, and nothing else. Windrunner, 4-staff, and a mechanism. On the side of Solo, we have a BKB and nothing else. Have we seen before? Have we actually used this yet? No. Max charges on the BKB there. And Rubik having himself a medallion and just some booties. Lycanthrope, of course, working his way towards the BKB as well. Has Vlad's and some treads. Well, back towards this middle lane. Sadoik being caught way out of position and instantly takes a falling. Styliana needs to back off, so does Dread. And I said meanwhile again, and I have to stop doing it because it really... You can use it a few times, but you can't use it constantly. It gets a little tiring. You got to vary up the words that you use. Currently working down here on Roshan. Roshan will fall at a very rapid rate. M5, there are so little that they can do. Styliana's going to try and ward them off just a little bit. EMP goes down, a big chunk of their mana disappears, but they're just going to continue soldiering through it. Mech charge goes down, Roshan being brought down to half HP. Styliana just continuing to harass just a little bit. Deafening Blast to fly out. We're going to see a tornado go through next without a shadow of a doubt. 2 seconds to go. They might try and catch him out. Styliana going to pop up that tornado? Yes, no, maybe no. He will simply back off. He decided to keep it just in case Skane went in on him, and it would have resulted in a very rapid death. Pulse Nova and Edict going to work its way through all of this. Actually, just Pulse Nova, not Edict in at all. And after that Roshan kill, that slight gold advantage has become a little bit more significant. Now they're closing in on 2k, and this graph has been going crazy. Both sides back and forth. Power shot to go through. Tier 2 tower, very low on HP. Windrunner being caught up by Yules is going to force stuff away to safety. The fortification goes down, but it's only going to delay what's going to happen right about now. Edict, all sorts of damage, death of the tier 2 tower. And the team of Polk has no reason to stop now. Definitely blast alongside EMP, catches out technology. The perfect hero to get EMP blasted. Fantastic. No shackles currently latching actually. Wagamama blinks in. The split has been had. Dread's being caught out. Currently stunned up. Forced stuffed away by his teammate. But another rock to follow it up. And Wagamama's just continuing to pressure him down. Meanwhile, the black hole catches out almost every single member of Pulse. The damage is going through. Hand of God, it's going to heal everyone back to where they need to be. However, no casualties being had just yet. Solo not quite sure what he wants to proceed. The macro pyre goes down. It's melting through the health of the team of M5. For anyone that's standing near there, Lycanthrope takes the falling. His head falls off while he's at it. Stun to come down on Sadoy. He's going to jump straight back into the field because of that Aegis of the Immortal. Shackle to go down. Nice shackle to land on Techno Boy, and he's going to take a falling. The Sadoy's getting awfully low. Wagamama gets the last hit on him, but Wagamama is going to pay for it. Currently running for his life. No, he will successfully get away. Chen sends him back to base. Mechanism currently coming in on cooldown. Styliana jumps in. Fantastic ice pass to catch off Styliana. Dread walks straight into it. We want to go in on Fishbone. We want to salvage something from this situation, which wasn't entirely bad for either side. A fairly even exchange of affairs, but they did take the tier 3 down. What a black hole, however. It's just downright unfortunate we didn't have all this damage to come out of the Invoker to try and we didn't have something to really utilize it. If we had a Leshrac, imagine if we got down a Split Earth and the Pulse Nova did some damage. It would have been absolutely insane. After that little fight, however, taking a quick gander at the gold, it's only gone further in favor for the team of Skane. They did get a tower out of that. And I have this feeling someone bought back. Buyback status. No one bought back. Alright then. No one has money for buyback anyway. Solo working his way towards Shiva's. Dread currently sitting on, well, the same items that he had a few mere moments ago. Same can be said for Sudoi. Looking over at the lycanthrope, slowly working his way towards that BKB. In fact, he only needs about 600 more and he will have that in hand. And who else haven't we covered? The Invoker, who is working his way towards the Sheepstick. On the side of Skane, how are we looking at item-wise? Leshrac has himself, of course, Yules and is almost at his Aghanims. In fact, needs about 50 more gold. Chen has his Aghanims, Brewmaster has his Aghanims, Leshrac, of course, almost has his Aghanims, now he has his Aghanims. BKB, 1500 in the bank coming in from the Dragon Knight, and Fishbone currently sitting at just a Vlad's. But things calming down for the most part coming out of both accounts, but the next fight coming in for M5 is not going to be easy. We've got a very long-lasting split. We've got insane amounts of damage to come out of that Pulse Nova. And on Chen, we've got 30-second cooldown on this heal and the Mechanism. That's two heals that have a very, very, very short cooldown. In fact, we're looking at a 300 heal, 30-second cooldown because of that Aghanim Scepter. And the Mechanism itself, I believe, have 45 seconds? Yes, indeed. Two very powerful heals in very short succession. It's going to give the team of Skane a lot of staying power in this next fight. In any future fights, as a matter of fact. And then they'll have damaged and so on and so forth. And even if they catch EMP Tornado to go down very nicely timed, it's going to catch out Pulse and Techno Boy. Meanwhile, the split has happened. The Tornado is rolling through. The Black Hole comes down. Another fantastic Black Hole. Lycanthrope runs straight in. They need to get off the damage. This Pulse Nova to go through. But there goes a Hand of God. There goes a Mechanism. They've done absolutely nothing. The health is back straight where it needs to be. Well, it's a little bit low. Techno Boy gaining awfully low. Macropie goes down, melting down through Styliana's health. Sudoi decides to jump in straight into the fray. Buyback's being had. The Windrunner takes a fall. Nexus moving in once again. Wagamama getting low, but so is Dread. Dread takes a fall, and so does Nexus. This is looking like GG for the team of M5. After taking effectively no casualties, almost losing a few. I think Leshrac died, but he bought back. Yeah, he bought back. Stun to go down, Sudoi instantly falls. And I don't think it's possible for M5 to come back from this. Edict to go down, this tower is going to find itself very dead in a short amount of time. We're tanking it up, which we can do easy peasy because we have Mechanism and motherfucking Chen. Tier 3 tower takes a fall, and so does the melee barracks. And GG well played coming out of Styliana. The team of M5 know very well that they cannot come back in from this. Too much of a disadvantage. There goes a Hand of God. The Ancient will fall within the next few moments once they work their way towards it, unless they're going to TP out and then just leave. Which has happened several times, so the game went on for a really, really long time before the Ancient finally fell. Shoutouts coming out left, right, and center, coming out from Pulse. Mini seems to have disconnected, is just sitting here. Maybe he got off the computer or something. Whack. 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 Eventually the Ancient will fall. In fact, all members of M5 have disconnected, so in a few moments time, the Ancient will take a fall, and we'll move on to the next game. Of course, these are the group stages of Starladder 3. Best of 2. And if you're wondering how that works, well, you play one game, you play another. And whoever wins, whoever loses, doesn't matter. You don't actually win the set. It just depends on who takes victory. Ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Toshley. This has been Starladder number 3, M5 versus Skane, with Skane taking the victory in a very convincing manner. My name has been Toshley, and I'll see you next time.